Power of hi. Saying it all with one word. Hi. It's a simple word and probably one of the shortest greetings of all human languages. It's soft, easy to say, and quick. It is a pure, uncorrupted gesture of mankind because it cannot be twisted or manipulated to be used to intimidate or harm anyone. Even when yelled out loud, it only expresses the enthusiasm of its user who could have chosen to say many other worse things instead of hi, including vulgar ones to say hi. Number one first words kids' choice. Hi was probably the first proper word of most of our vocabularies as children, with many of us clinging to and using it as much as possible towards loved ones and even strangers. And no matter how many annoying times we said it or heard another kid say it, it only brought smiles and laughter, never anger. But why do you think children cling on to the use of the word hi so much? What does it do to him or her that makes it a favorite? Well, I personally don't think it has anything at all to do with what it does to the kid. I think the kid notices what it does to the people that he or she says hi to. Children targeting adults. What kids notice that makes a gesture so attractive to them is the excited, attentive, and happy response that the person usually stops to offer back to the child. A happy response of hellos and even thank yous. The child recognizes his power over adults and utilizes the power of hi to inject spurts of happiness into people. With one word, the child makes many people smile and laugh more in 3 seconds than they probably have all week. Hi or die. The small effort of greeting another is becoming a lost formality. I can remember as a child that I had no choice other than to greet my elders whenever I occupied a room with them. It was considered rude and disrespectful in my family for a child to neglect or ignore greeting an elder, and it was dealt with swiftly. Of course, I had no understanding of this during my childhood, and I viewed it as a way for adults to bully kids, but I never forgot to greet an elder. Babbling words of a child. As I grew into adulthood, this habit remained with me. Anytime I entered a room, I would greet those who I knew and introduce myself to the ones that I did not know. One of the first things that I noticed would happen in places after I greeted everyone was that everyone would appear more comfortable after my greeting, and anytime any elders were present, they would openly applaud my efforts of courtesy. Eventually, I began to see that the act of saying hi actually held the power to control the tone of a room. This little gesture started to seize my attention, but it wasn't until a later experience that the full picture was revealed to me regarding the power of hi. The harm of not doing. Get on out of here. Get out of here, little gnat. I'm in the dojo, so I can't smash the little gnat. I don't kill bugs that come to visit the dojo, so this is their safe zone. So he's really bothering me right now. He's picking on me, buzzing all in my face and stuff. And since this is a podcast, I'm free to float away and just talk and hang out. Matter of fact, I can go grab a snack right now if I want to. And you guys who aren't watching the video, who are just listening, would have to hear me eat the snack. It's a podcast. Okay, so the harm of not doing. Since I had formed this new connection with saying hi, I began to notice more of what happens when it is used and what happens when it is not used. When the people occupying a room together chose not to greet each other, the air was still and tense as if everyone was waiting for something bad to happen. It seemed that everyone went out of their way to ignore each other while posturing with unapproachable expressions and body language. People positioned their head and eyes down at the floor or in uninhabited directions to avoid making eye contact with anyone else. Many might evaluate these rooms simply as places where everyone was minding their own business and not bothering each other, but my analysis would be that everyone is uncomfortable and afraid of each other. Afraid of people that they don't know and have never met. Afraid of people they have never simply said hi to. Hi, Kung Fu. When we go out of our way to say hi to a person in a room, that one gesture stretches out and affects everyone who hears it. It breaks the boredom and introduces the idea that there is at least one nice outgoing person, so it might be okay to relax a little for the moment. This one simple hi will break and reset the tone of the room to be more open. The person that was greeted with the hi will feel valued and possibly grateful enough to immediately support the effort of pleasantry by initiating conversations that others may chime in on. Genius in simplicity. Simply saying hi can give confidence to the meek person. It can comfort the fearful person. It can calm the anxious person. It can excite the bored person. It can revive the lonely person. Here's what some of walking in a room and openly saying hi does indirectly for us when we use it. Number one, it announces that we are not meek, intimidated, or afraid. Number two, it reveals that we are courteous and considerate towards others. Number three, it expresses that we are confident and willing to take charge. Number four, it warns that we will and probably can fight back against an attacker. Number five, it promotes that we are not harmful or a threat to anyone at that moment. Rule of hi. I have a non-negotiable rule for the teens of my youth program that directs them to always initiate the hello to everyone they encounter while at or away from the dojo. I have taught them about the power of hi so they understand what occurrences they cause when they say hi, as well as what occurrences they may allow to fester when they choose not to say hi. And I must admit that it fills me with cheer when I can catch a glimpse of the shocked expressions of older men and women when they are politely greeted by these martial arts combated, constructed teenage boys and girls who know that one of their best tools of influence is the power of hi. Elaborating on that a little bit more with my youth program, they're taught two things. Number one, if there's new students or a new person, you cannot look like a little scared punk walking in and not looking at them and not saying anything to them when you were here before they were. You need to have the guts to go up to them, introduce yourself, find out who they are because they are in your house. And that's going to automatically make that kid respect you. Automatic. When you walk in with your head down looking like a scared little rat and go hide in the corner, and even if you start kicking the bag and showing how good you are, now you're going to make them where they look at you kind of like you're probably a bully, that you're just showing off what you know and they won't trust you. So that's the first thing they learn about when somebody is under them or younger than them, especially younger. I teach them that too. Don't you ever not be afraid to say hello to a younger person. Older people. So you have respect because older people are the reason you have everything that you have right now. They are the ones who produced it, created it, maintained it. And so when you see an elder, you automatically, first thing you do is go to them and introduce yourself. And number one, you're showing them that you respect them and you're giving them your attention. You value them as their presence. And most importantly, you're showing them that you're not afraid of them. And they love that. Elders love to see that a child's not afraid of them. When I say not afraid, I'm not talking a little jerk and being an obnoxious idiot like they try to do, like the internet and social media is trying to get everybody to believe that being obnoxious and rude makes you tough or being a bitch makes you beautiful. And that is not true. When you go in and you're confident and you give a good smile, hey, how you doing? Ask something about them, so my name is such and such, what's your name? How long you been training here? And allow them to talk about themselves, that they'll have admiration. And all of my adults admire my youth. And then when they see that they can fight, they come and see them all spar, and they're knocking the crap out of each other and taking it like men and women instead of like little sissy girls and little sissy boys, then the admiration is just overwhelmed with them. So don't be afraid to use that power of hi. Hi is a weapon. You walk into a room, and I don't care, and everybody standing around looking mean. I use it all the time. When I walk into somewhere, and you got those people who are mean mugging, or they got that attitude like you're not worthy. I don't have to say anything to you. I even do that. I walk at the front desk. Matter of fact, this morning I walked in to Planet Fitness. There were two guys standing there. One all tattooed up, skull cap pulled down. And these are front desk workers. The other one, he kind of looked like a quiet guy who this guy was trying to look cool to, right? He's probably the one trying to lead the way with a bad attitude. So I walked in. Hello, gentlemen. How you doing? The one who was the smaller, looking more like the weaker one, from looking at him. I'm not saying he was, but he just kind of, hey, how you doing? The other guy looked at his phone. So I stopped and I set my bag on the thing. I say, gentlemen, how you doing today? Is everybody okay this morning? Hey, how you doing? What's your name? My name is Jermaine, man. How's everything going for you? You work here? You like Planet Fitness? And then he had to say something. So then that guy saw that I was the power there. While he's following this guy's lead, who at the front desk, which is always supposed to be a great greeter, is being rude and ignoring a customer who walks in and said hi to him. He thinks that that's the power. I took that power right from him by saying hi and being respectful to him. Now he said, oh, wow, this guy's not scared of him with all his tattoos and everything else and his beanie pulled down over his eyes and whatever it is, trying to make himself look tough. So he must be the tough guy. I want to be like him. So then next thing you know, later on that day, I needed to get him to help me with my locker. And he was just talking to me like crazy. Oh yeah, blah, blah, blah. And I earned that respect from him just by saying hi. And I shut down that guy's negative energy of making it appear as if being a jerk was the power in that facility. So you weaponize hi. That's all you got to do. I do it all the time. People walk past me. They don't want to make eye contact. You know the people. And they look away from me like you ain't crap. I say, hey, how you doing? How's the day going for you today? And I'm saying, what the hell? I'm not worth you looking at me. Don't look away from me. Don't be afraid of me. And I'm saying all that with the, hey, how you doing? And they have to respond. If they don't, they look like a super jerk. I say, oh, okay, well, I hope you have a good day. Better day you've been having. Going about my business. So weaponize that power of hi.